As the echo of the shot faded into the wind, the moment hit all at once. Christ, that was unreal. Applause and disbelief blending together as that coyote folded mid-stride. A full dead run stopped cold at 351 yards by the 6.5 Creedmoor. A shot that felt impossible until everyone saw it happen. The kind of shot that makes you laugh and shout at the same time. Hearts still pounding while the dust settled and the call kept whispering into the prairie. Adrenaline carrying us forward as we moved through gates and draws, reminding ourselves to stay sharp, even opening a gate the right way because things happen fast out here, and they kept happening fast. Another hard-charging coyote storming in with no hesitation, hair standing up, full commitment, testing our nerves and timing until the rifle answered again, flipping that massive alpha male on the hillside. The kind of coyote that lives at the top of the food chain and causes real damage to calves and fawns, the kind you're proud to take out for the land and the people who depend on it. And before the excitement could settle, another shape appeared far out, almost unreal at that distance. But the glass confirmed it. The decoy caught her eye, she paused just long enough, and the shot broke clean, dusting her at an incredible 780 yards, proof of discipline, patience and trust in your equipment. The smiles afterward saying everything that needed to be said, laughs mixing with disbelief as the realization set in that this was one of those days you don't forget, one of those hunts where every stand delivers, every decision feels right, and the reason you do this becomes crystal clear. Helping livestock, protecting wildlife, even keeping those little fluffy pets safe. Ending the day tired, satisfied, and already knowing this is the kind of story you'll still be talking about long after the tracks fade from the dirt. The momentum never slowed after that stand, and as we repositioned with the wind cutting hard across the hills, the caller went back to work, echoing across the draws and fence lines, pulling predators from places you'd never expect, shapes materializing out of nothing, slipping through grass and shadows with purpose. And suddenly another coyote appeared, moving fast and low, testing the wind, trying to circle. But the setup was tight and the timing perfect, the shot breaking clean and confident, dropping him before he could slip away, the kind of moment where everyone exhales at once, knowing how close it was to slipping through the cracks. Laughter and quick words exchanged as rifles were reset and eyes went back to scanning the terrain, because out here there's no pause button, no time to relax, just constant readiness as the land stretches out in every direction and anything could come charging in at any second. By the next stand the sun was higher and the conditions were tougher, heat shimmering off the ground and wind shifting just enough to keep things unpredictable, but that didn't stop the action, because not even minutes into the call another coyote came charging hard, straight down the line, no hesitation, pure instinct driving it forward, forcing a split-second decision, steady breathing, smooth trigger pull, and just like that it was over, another successful stand added to the day, the excitement building with every encounter, each shot reinforcing trust in the setup, the gear and the teamwork, moving from spot to spot with purpose, checking ranges, adjusting positions, watching the downwind side like a hawk, knowing that the smart ones always try to sneak in unseen, and feeling that quiet confidence that only comes when everything is working together exactly as planned. As the day wore on and fatigue started to creep in, the hunt delivered one more reminder of why focus matters until the very last moment, when a distant coyote showed itself far out on the horizon, barely visible to the naked eye, a speck against the rolling ground, but the rangefinder confirmed it. The shooter settled in, accounting for distance and wind, trusting experience over doubt, and when the shot finally broke, it felt like time slowed, everyone watching through glass as the result played out, disbelief turning into cheers as the reality set in. Another incredible shot, another stand that would be talked about long after the day was done, wrapping things up with smiles, handshakes, and that deep sense of satisfaction that comes from a hard-earned hunt, knowing you did right by the land, the livestock, and the people who rely on it, ending the day not just with success, but with stories that will be told again and again. Even after everything we'd already seen that day, the land wasn't finished giving us lessons, and on what we thought would be a quiet final setup, movement caught our eyes again, this time subtle and cautious. A coyote easing along the edge of the terrain, using every dip and fold in the ground to stay hidden, proving just how sharp these predators can be, forcing patience instead of reaction. Minutes stretching out as we stayed frozen, barely breathing, letting the call work while the wind carried sound just right, and when the moment finally came it was calm and deliberate, no rush, no panic, just confidence built from experience, the shot echoing briefly before the hills swallowed the sound, another stand ending clean and controlled, reminding us that not every encounter is chaos and adrenaline, some are quiet tests of discipline where doing nothing at the right moment matters more than acting fast. As the day closed out and the light began to fade, there was a sense of reflection settling in, boots dragging a little heavier, shoulders feeling the miles, but spirits still high, because days like this don't come often, where planning, patience and teamwork line up stand after stand, each encounter reinforcing why predator management matters and why respect for the process is everything. The final call echoing out across the landscape not with expectation but appreciation, knowing whether something showed or not, the hunt had already delivered more than enough, packing up gear, sharing last laughs, replaying shots and close calls in our heads, already turning moments into memories, leaving the ground as we found it, grateful for another day spent doing what we love, understanding that tomorrow the wind will change, the coyotes will adapt, and the challenge will begin all over again.
If you'll enjoy this video, please like and subscribe my channel for more information.